Welcome back to the Blerd Wire. Today, I'm going to break down a movie that I didn't realize I was going to end up seeing in theaters, but my friend and I ended up going together, and whew, very glad I saw it. Very glad I saw it in theaters too. And that is Ballerina from the world of John Wick. Now, of course, John Wick is a franchise that was only intended to be one movie and somehow spun into four very successful movies and a series, not so successful series on Peacock, but now they're doing spin-off movies. I think this is, and they're going to do a John Wick Chapter 5, I'm pretty sure. In 2014, it was meant to be just like a self-contained one-story John Wick. But then people loved it so much they did a second one, and they did a third one, and they did a fourth one. And I remember throughout the entire John Wick movies, I was always like, this is uh, a bunch of punching and shooting and killing and death. And basically just watching John Wick kill all these people over and over again. And I didn't like, I couldn't tell you the story of each one. I've seen all four, but I could not tell you the story. I could tell you I remember the hotel. And I remember it all started because they killed his dog. But beyond that, Keanu Reeves just kills some people. So, but I hadn't seen them in theaters. Like I had all seen those on streaming back to back. So I'm glad I took the chance to see this one in theaters where there was nothing else but me and the big screen. And man, Ballerina was fantastic. I'm sorry, like it took everything that you wanted in a John Wick movie and just did it with Ana de Armas at the center. And like it was it was almost like comical because it's funny without having to be funny because they it's such nonstop action that while we're watching it everybody around like we were sitting next to this one family and it was like the stereotypical like every time something happened he'd be like, oh, he got, oh, she got, and that made it way more enjoyable. I never would have got that if I just watched it at home. So there's part of the reason, like, if you can, if you love movies as much as I do, go see them in theaters. Most theaters have a cheap night, like a $6, $8 night. Keep supporting movies in theaters because I know it's ridiculous. These corporations want us to pay for streaming and pay for to watch the movie in the theaters and all that stuff. But it is super worth the experience in a theater, especially if you can go on a cheaper night. And like I said, I personally loved it. I thought it was fantastic. And every time I thought the movie was going to take a breath and breathe and like not give us any action, it was like, no, you're gonna get action. Like, I don't think, I literally don't think 5 minutes in the movie passed without there being some kind of action. Like, obviously, it starts off with a lot of high octane action. It slows a bit as we kind of go through Ana de Armas's training, but once the movie starts, it never stops. Once she starts on her, quest, it doesn't end. And I felt like I followed the plot. I understood the plot. I liked the plot. I was with it the whole time. And just all of the creative weapons they came up with. I don't know if there's a weapon she didn't use in this movie. She went from a gun to a sword to a knife to a flamethrower. Like it was like and when she pulled it out, my friend was sitting next to me. He's like, "Oh, you're gonna like this part." She just ripped out a flamethrower. So obviously, spoiler warning, heavy spoiler warning. But yeah, I mean, like I said, even if this isn't your kind of movie, just seeing a movie in a theater sometimes can be different. And there's lots of experiences like No Way Home isn't the same if you don't see it in a theater. Avengers Endgame isn't the same. Even Avengers Infinity War isn't the same. To me, Ballerina was one of those movies. Like Mission Impossible that I just reviewed, I could have seen that at home and it would have been fine. Even Thunderbolts, like I think it was better because I was with a group of people that I really loved and cared about, and I was with my wife too. But even Thunderbolts, I mean, I could watch it on streaming. You know what I mean? But like Ballerina, seeing it in a theater with other people, that made the experience for me for this movie. And I think that needs to be studied more often and given like for people to think about, hey, what's the theater experience going to be like? Why would someone come, because it's not just about seeing it on a bigger screen or having surround sound, because a lot of people have massive TVs and surround sound now. Those aren't luxury items anymore. So you have to come up with, how am I going to convince someone to come see this here instead of streaming it, right? And I think a lot of movies should study that because I think Ballerina was the pure example of it. I thought Ana de Armas I mean, like I said, I didn't come into the movie expecting a incredible, like, moving performance. She's a great actress. But I didn't come in, expecting like, this killer performance. I came in expecting a lot of action, and she delivered. Like all those stunts, I don't know how many she did on her own or however that works, but she crushed it. She crushed it. And it's kind of hard for some people like to take John Wick out and put someone else in. But if you can get past the fact that this movie is not about John Wick, it's a John Wick movie. Everything you like about John Wick is in this movie. The only difference is Ana de Armas is playing the protagonist in this one. Literally the only difference. So if you can get past that, go see it. If you liked I don't see how anyone who liked all the other John Wick movies wouldn't enjoy this one. Especially because I'm not going to tell you why, because that would be a spoiler, even though I already gave the spoiler warning. But just to say, it's not doing that well in theaters. So if you want to know why, go see it. Because even if you like John Wick, you will thoroughly enjoy this movie. Um, and it made me, and I'm wondering if we're gonna do an episode. I haven't had Ty on in a little bit, my co-host. So I'll try to have him back, and maybe we'll talk about why some of the best movies this year seems like they're struggling at the box office. Because Minecraft ended up being a $1 billion hit. Lilo and Stitch is absolutely tearing up the box office, but there's a lot of criticism around Lilo and Stitch. And Minecraft got positive reviews, but everybody's like, it's another video game movie. But meanwhile, we have Thunderbolts, which actually ended up being a fantastic movie, well reviewed by audience and critics, barely making back its budget, probably going to end up costing Disney money. Ballerina hasn't really got there. Mission Impossible is doing pretty well, so that's nice to see. And then July is coming up, and maybe it's because we are getting so many movies. Like it's been a slow summer for music, I feel like, but movies wise, we are eating. We are eating. Like I know Jurassic World is like how many more can you do? I'm gonna go see Jurassic World. Fantastic Four, Superman. Obviously, July is stacked, and we already got some pretty great ones just now. Like I said, I really enjoyed Mission Impossible. Really enjoyed Ballerina. Really enjoyed Thunderbolts. Going to see How to Train Your Dragon next weekend. Like this is one of the biggest movie summers I can remember in a long time. So we'll see exactly how everything pans out, especially compared to last year where it was really just Deadpool and Wolverine. So yeah, so we'll continue watching, see how that goes. Maybe we'll discuss. Let me know what you think. Do you want to talk about, would you rather us talk about why are these movies not doing so well in the box office or just rank our John Wick favorite John Wick movies? Whatever you suggest is what we'll do. So let me know your thoughts about Ballerina in the comments. Did you enjoy it? Did you like seeing Ana de Armas? Are you thinking about seeing it? Did I convince you to go see it? Um, and yeah, until next time, guys.